news from space tech next. India's private space sector is preparing for a defining moment. Skyroot Aerospace's Vikram-1 mission, the company's maiden orbital launch, is set to carry a range of commercial payloads, marking a major milestone for India's fast-growing space tech ecosystem. Now, for context, the launch window for Vikram-1 opened over the weekend and will go on till early August, which means Skyroot can effectively launch its Vikram-1 launch vehicle anytime within this period. Among those on board are payloads from Bengaluru-based GrahaSpace and Cosmoserve, with the mission expected to demonstrate technologies that could unlock new commercial applications in Earth observation and space-based services. So joining us now is Ramesh Kumar, founder of GrahaSpace. We'll discuss what this mission means for the company, the technology Graha is putting into orbit, the commercial opportunities that could follow a successful launch, and how Indian space startups are moving beyond proof of concept to building globally competitive businesses. Ramesh, thanks so much for joining us on South Central. Let me start by asking you, what exactly is GrahaSpace flying on Vikram-1, and what are you trying to prove with this mission that can't be validated on the ground?
We are actually launching our Solaras nanosatellite in Mission Siddhi, which is part of the Vikram-1 launch. And we would be testing our systems and subsystems, the nanosatellite bus and platform itself. And we are intending to prove it in space. So this actually helps us validate our technologies that we have developed for our nanosatellites, and it will be helpful for our future missions as well. So when I mean technology, the demonstration of our systems and subsystems, that includes our communication module, our power systems, solar panels, antenna unit, all of them together, the control module, all of them together. So that forms our holistic bus and platform. So this is what we intend to do with Vikram-1. Earlier last year, we did test it out with, we wanted to test with the Brazilian launch, but then since it was a partial success, we are again doing it this time. So that's in short, yeah.
Right, so let's set some context for our viewers, Ramesh. How important is this launch for GrahaSpace's commercial roadmap, and how will a successful mission actually translate into contracts and revenue opportunities for you?
Yeah, sure. So, so GrahaSpace as a company, we have been working on the technology to stream near real-time geospatial video data. So that means whatever event is happening on ground, we will be able to capture it, compress it, and stream it in near real time. There is going to be a bit of latency, but it's far better than having static images taken after an event has happened already. So this is one of the crucial applications that we are working towards. And this particular mission, as I already mentioned, will validate our systems and subsystems, which would be used for our consecutive launches, consecutive satellites. And we will build on top of this tech stack. So that's all. That's what we intend to do, achieve with this mission. Yeah.
Right. So, we're actually having this conversation at a time when the country has a growing space tech ecosystem. So how does GrahaSpace fit into that value chain? And what exactly is the problem that you are trying to solve for your customers?
So, so Indian space sector, Indian private space sector is pretty new, and there are a lot of good players working on multiple mission requirements. You might have already heard that Skyroot had done the suborbital in 2022, and it's been a successful mission. And Agnikul also tested their own launch vehicle. If you look at the satellite side, already Pixel had done an excellent work. They have done hyperspectral imaging, and Galaxy recently attempted their own satellite. So when you look at GrahaSpace, we are intending to do geospatial video data, which very few organizations across the globe are experimenting right now. So I can name a few, but then I'll keep it for later. So this particular tech on geospatial video data can be achieved only through a constellation, right? So our technology demonstration is very crucial in this particular, in this particular domain. And through this particular launch, we are intending to test our systems and subsystems, which I already mentioned. And where we fit in the value chain, there are a lot of opportunities and challenges in terms of international border monitoring, industrial intelligence reporting, disaster and emergency response. So these are all some of the areas where near real-time data can augment the ground-based data to provide real-time insights. That's where we are trying to play around. As of now, if you look at defense, drones are extensively used for surveillance. And drones have their own limitations in terms of the flying time limit, the height at which it can fly. And then right now, there are a lot of anti-drone technologies that has come into play, which makes it difficult for us to deploy. So you have to deploy a large number of drones, which makes it operationally challenging, right? You need more operators, you need to more control mechanism. Of course, some of the startups are working on automating the whole drone swarms, but then yeah, right now it's mostly manually operated. So these are the challenges that people are working with right now, and that's where we intend to do geospatial video data, through which, using a constellation, we'll be able to stream near real-time videos. So any particular location on Earth, you will be able to watch whatever event is happening in near real time with the latency. But yeah, that you will get it.
So, Ramesh, which are the sectors that are showing the strongest demand for the tech in question? And what is your order book and your order timeline looking like at this time and place?
Yeah, so we are still in the early stages. We are in the technology demonstration phase. We have letter of intents from some of the clients, which I don't want to name right now. Also, some of the experimental payloads have signed up with us. So these are the things that we are working on. The sectors, if you ask, as I already told you, we cater to both B2G and B2B. So in terms of government, defense is one of the primary sectors which we will be focusing on. Then defense and disaster and emergency response, marine intelligence, smart city infrastructure management. All these things are potential sectors which can benefit from our data. If you look at businesses, industrial intelligence is something which we intend to provide. Utility mapping through the data extracted from our videos. People would be able to do utility mapping and then understand the infrastructure requirements in various places. And also for shipping and logistics customers, we'll be able to provide real-time vessel tracking. So these are some of the areas where we would be able to cater to through our data once the constellation is up and running.
Right. I know, while you may not want to name names, Ramesh, what is the potential order book looking like, both in terms of numbers as well as what are these orders like really?
No, that's what I said, right? So we still are working on a lot of things, a lot of variables around. Some of them are letter of intent, some of them are MOU, some of them are purchase orders. So I don't want to get into that at this point of time because we are all in the early stages. So yeah, we'll let you know in due course. Definitely, you'll get to know you through our press.
Right, fair enough, Ramesh. We'll wait for that update. But, I have to ask you, the fact is that space startups face long development cycles, and you know this more than I do, especially given the massive capital requirements that you come with. So what's your funding pipeline looking like, and when will you end up raising funds at all?
Okay, so unlike the industry peers, GrahaSpace is completely bootstrapped so far. We only have founders infusion. Apart from that, we have grants which we have taken, through which we have brought it to this level. So if you look at the grant, we have taken Nidhi Prayas, we have taken Startup India Seed Fund, and we also got an Australian Innovation Grant from Government of South Australia through the Venture Catalyst Space Program. So all these things have helped us, navigate till this level. And we also have been having discussions with some of the investors right now, and we are yet to close another round. We still have not, but we are working on that. So the funding pipeline, we are right now in the verge of raising funds. We are still working on it. Probably once one round is closed, we will get to know. Once that is done, we will be able to start building our constellation required for the end result. And in between, there will be two more rounds which we'll be raising. So that's the long-term funding pipeline plan which we have as of now, which is as like any other space startup, right? So.
Right, but if you had a wishing willow of sorts, how much funding would you like to secure over the next few rounds?
Right. So right now we are intending to raise 32 crores. That's what we are working on. So yeah, the further rounds will continue after the milestones are achieved. It's too early to discuss about that. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you bring up milestones, Ramesh. So what are some of the milestones that will end up refining Graha's journey into the future?
Okay, so see, this particular agreement with Skyroot was signed back in 2022. We are one of the early players in the industry. 2021 is when GrahaSpace was incorporated under the name Skyroot Aerospace Private Limited. So from that time onwards, we have been slowly building. Given the fact that we are bootstrapped, we have not aggressively pursued our milestones per se, because slowly whenever there is a fund infusion, we have been executing things. So what has happened is last year in December 2025, we attempted the same technology demonstration mission with a Korean rocket player, a Korean launch vehicle service provider called InnoSpace from Alcantara Space Center, Brazil. So we are one of the few Indian startups who had actually got all the clearances, who had obtained the necessary regulatory licenses to export our satellite to Brazil. And from there, we attempted the launch. From the satellite perspective, it's completely qualified. We got it all done, and it's fully ready. But then there was some anomaly with the launch vehicle, because of which the launch was a partial success. So then immediately Vikram-1 was coming up. Anyways, we had an agreement earlier, so we could immediately ramp up, and then we can come back and then do this launch. So we got some 3 months to get it all done. So we executed, the team successfully executed it. So this has been a journey so far, and this technology demonstration is very crucial because we are testing our systems and subsystems, as I already told you. After this, there is another 2 more launches coming up, where we intend to test our optical payload, which is our proprietary system for Earth observation purposes. Once that optical payload is successful and the communication is also successful, then we will start building our constellation. So that is what our long-term plan is. So right now, our intention is to successfully demonstrate the bus-in platform, then the communication module, and then the optical payload module. So these are the 3 crucial things that we have to achieve before we proceed with the building the constellation.
Well, Ramesh, exciting times for Graha just up ahead. All the very best for those plans and milestones. And here's wishing you the best for that launch window as well for Vikram-1 and the GrahaSpace payload on that rocket.